Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be changing the steering wheel in Ragnar, our Volvo XC70 overlanding car. So here we go. That's right, a brand new second-hand steering wheel to replace the one that's on the car that does not have steering wheel controls for the stereo or for cruise control, and of course because it has this weird kind of notch in it and it's just a little bit worn. It's about the only thing that's really worn on this car and the interior. So today I'm going to change that, and to do so I need a Torx T30 and an 18mm, and I think that's it. So I'm going to tackle that now. So the first thing I need to do is actually disconnect my battery, because I will be working with the airbag, so I need to make sure that this is disconnected. It's battery negative. Pop that off. So the first thing that I need to do here now is get to the two bolts on the side of the steering wheel, and thankfully this steering wheel actually not only goes up and down, but it also slides backwards and forwards, which is pretty cool and largely uncommon on most cars that I've owned. So let's get that in position out there, because I need to get into these two screws from the back. But with the steering locked, I need to put the key in the ignition, turn it to unlock the steering wheel, and then do something I don't like doing, and that's work against the power steering with the car off. But now I can get access to the T30 Torx screw, which is at the back there. So I'm going to pop my little tool in there until it finds the screw. Right, there we go. Now that I've loosened both those Torx bolts, I should be able to pop off the airbag, which I can. There we go. You can see that the airbag is connected using these connectors here. There's a green one up there, which is actually tied down, and there's a connector at the back here. So what I'm going to do is just set this aside, because I'm replacing the whole assembly. I don't particularly want to disconnect everything, but I need to get to the 18mm socket in the center there. So I've got my 18mm socket in here, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Pop that on there, and of course I need an extension because it's not gonna reach. Okay, I've got the big gun. No more messing about. Let's get the center bolt off. Okay, let's lock the steering wheel. There we go, that should help. There we go. Take off that bolt. There you go. I need to disconnect these two plugs from the back of the airbag, because this does not completely disconnect, and it's those two wires there that I need to release. The other little one, the green one, releases quite easily. These, on the other hand, are proving to be a little bit trickier. There's two little tabs that you have to squeeze to get them off, which, yeah, releases the airbag. and I can just thread those through the hole in the back of the steering there. There we go. So this is the clock spring, which sometimes gets faulty. It has two tabs on it which need to align to the two tabs on the back of the steering wheel. That's the new airbag. Pop that off. Although my car is an 07, one of the last of the 07s before the Mark III, the steering wheels from the earlier years fit fine, so I'm told. So I need to align that with that hole there. So first let me thread through these two bits like that, and then I can see the two tabs in the back, and it's now on. Steering wheel is locked, of course. But before I mount the steering wheel on, I just want to reseat these rubber grommets that are on the steering cowl. So I'm just going to pop the steering wheel back off in order to do that. There we go, that's nicely seated. So now I can put the bolt back on. Now I just need to plug in the little green connector, which is for the cruise control and the steering wheel controls for the stereo. I will have to enable cruise control in the ECU, and I will need to use VDASH from what I've been able to establish. Now I just need to connect these two plugs like so. Even though the battery is disconnected, airbags always have me nervous. Now I can just click that back in place like so, and then do up the screws. Just nip up that last screw. There we go. And there you have it. I have a nice, really clean, virtually brand new steering wheel fitted, and it has the cruise control over here on the left, and on the right I have the stereo controls for the HU850. Before I can test that, I just need to reconnect the battery negative terminal. I'll give it a moment because I don't want this thing going off in my face. Okay, let's test the stereo. I'm going to switch it on. All I've done is reconnect the battery. Ooh. So now I can't change source on the steering wheel. So let's put it on CD. See, can I get it so I can't? Oh, I can skip tracks. Can I adjust the volume? I can adjust the volume. So because of copyright laws on YouTube, I have to demonstrate this without music playing, but I can in fact skip tracks and adjust the volume from my steering wheel without doing anything more than fitting this airbag portion with these controls on it. The likelihood of me having cruise control work without plugging it into VDA is another thing altogether, but I reckon it's worth a shot. Let's go for a short drive and see if I can actually engage cruise control without plugging the car into some Volvo software. And that's something else I have to repair, is the park assist. My steering is fantastic after I changed the power steering pump. It looks to me as if the steering wheel is slightly off center, so I will need to adjust this. I have adjusted the steering wheel for straightness, and it's great. Absolutely amazing how much difference a new power steering pump has made, and it's just wonderful to have a nice new swanky steering wheel with stereo controls and soon to be enabled cruise control. Very, very happy with that. I would say result. Happy days.